Hi everyone, my name's Charlie and I have 100% success rate of winning PIP. That's whether it's claims, mandatory reconsiderations, which is the posh word for appeal, reviews, and I've only done one tribunal, but we won. Okay, so 100% success rate. I also suffer from chronic illness myself. Am I recording? Yeah. I'm great with PIP, crap with technology. Because I suffer from chronic illness, I have a severe form of arthritis, so I'm in varying levels of pain 24/7, and I suffer from chronic fatigue. And when I say chronic fatigue, I mean the type of fatigue where my body can shut down and I can sleep for 36 hours. Like right now, I'm struggling to hold my head up. But this is really important. My channel is getting more and more views, and every day I'm getting emails from people desperate for help, okay? And what is clear is, well, the whole process sucks. I think we can agree it sucks. But what's clear is there's no training. So today, this is critical. This is so important. I would not win PIP claims if I didn't go through this information. It's the behind the scenes PIP scoring points. This is not a secret. The government don't keep it a secret. Admittedly, they don't like promote it. But everything you do has to be about these points. I'm going to go through them with you. I'm going to give you examples. And I am going to be brutally honest with you. By the way, I'm sorry about the background. I'm losing my home. You know, I've lost my job. I'm losing my home. So it's a bit of going through change. So yeah, sorry about that. But I've discovered that actually a couple of things. One, you don't care what I look like. The fact that I've got dirty hair and stuff, you don't care because you understand. Because you wouldn't be watching this if you didn't suffer from chronic illness or if you didn't have a loved one that suffered from chronic illness. So I really am grateful to those of you that just accept me for how I am. And also I've discovered that you don't care what the background's like so long as I'm providing you with value. Hence why we are now recording this guide. Okay, so this is another interesting one where if you suffer from pain and fatigue, I know I do tend to talk about that a lot because it's really simple for me. If someone's in varying levels of pain 24/7, it means they suffer from chronic fatigue. I'm sorry if you can hear Matilda growling. She's got a really nice chew. And Ollie's like circling like a shark. I know that if you're in pain and you suffer from fatigue, you've changed the way you wear clothes from what you used to wear able-bodied to what you wear living with chronic illness. For example, do you wear oversized clothes? So are you wearing clothes that are size or 2 sizes or more bigger than what you could wear and would have worn pre-chronic illness because it's easier to get them on? Instead of wearing a hoodie, do you wear one with a zip but you don't do it up because it's easier to get on? Did you used to wear clothes with laces or zips or buttons and now pretty much nothing you've got has got zips and buttons on and your shoes are slip on? The whole point of PIP is it shouldn't matter about our chronic illness. We should be able to carry on the way we were before chronic illness. So if, like, I used to wear a blouse to work, there is no way I would wear a blouse because of my hands, because of buttons. No way. I had one top that I still have that I love that's got 2 buttons at the back that I would literally put on and get to work and then ask the guys to do the buttons up at the back, but they'd have to remember to undo them before I left because I did that once and had to sleep in it and then go back to work the next day and get someone to undo the buttons because I couldn't get out of it. If I was to wear the clothes that I was wearing pre-chronic illness, first of all I wouldn't be I'd have to have someone yanking on a pair of jeggings to get them up my legs. That's not graceful. Someone doing the buttons up for me. And look, we're not going to do it because we're proud. I'm going to buy clothes that are oversized. I'm wearing, Shein has really good leggings with pockets that are really cheap, $6.99. They're so easy to get on. It's a step up. They're not pyjama bottoms, but I can and have and will again sleep in them because they're comfy. You know that strategy of you're not in your pyjamas, but it works if you need to sleep in it. So if you can't get dressed or undressed, it's all right, that strategy. So let's go to the points. Yeah, so all that bit is to get you to think about it a bit differently, okay? A lot of people, when I start working with them, they say, I can get dressed because they get dressed. And genuinely, people sort of discount the pyjama days. You know, If you have a number of days a week where you don't get dressed, where you stay in your pajamas, you must put that in your PIP form. You must write it down. Ooh. Put it in your PIP form. Like 3 days a week, I stay in my pajamas, because it could be I'm in too much pain, or my fatigue is too bad, I don't have the energy, or it could be I don't want to have to ask my partner to assist me putting on the bottoms, so I'll just stay in my pajamas. And I'm not leaving the house anyway because I'm too sick to go out. You know, make sure you put it in. Really have a think about this one. Now, this using an aid, wait a minute. Here we go. Images. So this is the one that I recommend. So it's literally that hook there is for the zips, that bit's the buttons. Now, do I recommend you mess around using this? No, I don't. I don't recommend you mess around using this because it's a pain in the arse, right? See what I mean? There you go, right? But it's an option. It's an option if you really want to be wearing your zips and buttons. Personally, I just don't wear clothes with zips and buttons. But if I did, I would use this, or I would get someone to assist me. So that's a really handy one. If you're doing a mandatory reconsideration or a tribunal, put this image in there. You know, I've done that in the guides, but just make sure you put images in so it helps the people assessing it understand that this is what you're doing, yeah? I would use that aid if that's what I was doing. That sock thing, I haven't had a go at that. And I probably should, because socks is a bit of a nightmare, isn't it? Okay, so we've covered the aid. Right, about prompting. This is the thing, isn't it? Do you get nagged to get dressed by people? Or is it a case of you have to get dressed certain days of the week because you have to go for treatment? But if you weren't going for treatment, you wouldn't be going. You have to get dressed because you're going to the doctors. And do me a favour, if any of you book me on that consultancy thing, please don't get dressed wearing different clothes to normal. This is, don't forget, in PIP they assess that. So when you're on your assessment, do not dress in a manner you wouldn't normally, because if you're wearing a button down top, they're going to be like, done, they can do that, they're fine with that, and you're going to lose loads of points. Don't dress differently to how you are normally. Someone said, well, normally I just sit naked. Yeah, don't be naked, wear something, right? But just be practical, be comfortable, wear the clothes you would normally wear. And that goes for if you're doing a meeting with me. I don't care if you're in your pyjamas. And to be honest, I have done meetings with people where I've just gone, look, sorry, I haven't got the energy to get dressed today. I hope you don't mind. And you know what? People don't care if I haven't got the energy to get dressed. We understand each other. People are so understanding that I haven't had the energy to get dressed. So, you know, I obviously understand it. So if you do meet me, please don't dress posh. This one is, again, really important one on lower body. If you're struggling with putting your socks on, putting your trousers on, or your leggings or whatever, just be honest about it. Be honest about it. And if you're battling and huffing and puffing and it's taking you like 15 minutes with rest breaks in, the reality is, with assistance, your life would be easier. I'm not saying you have to have assistance, but you should be getting assistance. Sucks, doesn't it? Like, the amount of times that I've had to stay in what I'm wearing or not get dressed because lower body's difficult. And my knees and hips are doing pretty good at the moment. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Let's take some more pain meds. Do you ever get there where you just start to sort of lose yourself and then you're like, don't forget, I do suggest sticking this on. Someone got this for me because I love the Scottish cows. But I'm living in a tiny house, so I'm going to move into a tiny house, so I can't have much things. Oh, it really hurts my... Oh, it's not doing very... right. Okay, so I'm going to have... one tramadol, 2 paracetamol, because they're sister drugs, which means they complement each other and they enhance each other, so it's really good. Mixed with the sugar hit, which is really bad for us. I think the sugar is worse for me than the opioids. That combination, tramadol, paracetamol, sister drugs will work great together. Sugar. You see how chatty I get soon. Because I want to get this finished. Okay. Let's try and keep me on track. Okay, we've covered lower body socks. Upper body. By the way, lower body, I seem to meet quite a few people with fibro where your legs aren't cooperating as well as they should. So if you know, that definitely seems to be one. Needs assistance to be able to dress or undress their upper body. This is if you have even just one arm. I think there's quite a few of us that have a dodgy shoulder or grumpy shoulders. So say for example you're like, but Charlie, it's not all the time. Okay, just clarify, but do the average, and I do find it better to do the weekly average. So if you need assistance with your dressing your upper body when you have a flare up, and that happens like, you know, once a month, but for that week every day you have to have assistance with your upper body, I'd average that to like 2 days a week. On average, 2 days a week I need assistance with dressing my upper body due to shoulder issues because of, like, I'd put it that way. Obviously they cannot get dressed and undressed at all is for people fully paralysed or terminally ill. Okay, let's wrap up. Hope this was helpful. Obviously I've time stamped it, you know, where it's broken down into blocks so you can come back to bits. This is how you win PIP. If you do not follow this scoring system, you're not going to win. If you do not, when you go through this, if you don't fit into the categories with the points, don't bother claiming because you're not ready to get PIP yet. If you don't get the points, you're not ready to get PIP. And if you're someone that's fraudulent and is just trying to claim money so you can sit around and do nothing, get the fuck off my channel. This is for people that truly suffer from chronic illness. So for those of you chronic illness warriors, I will speak to you soon.